What's going on, guys? It's Sam from Cast Blast Camp. Today, I'm out here muzzleloader hunting. It's the last few days of muzzleloader season. I've come back to a trail I know that leads back to some fields and some woods. I know there's a lot of deer activity back here. I've harvested deer back here before. So if you're seeing this intro, that means I ended up harvesting something, so stay tuned. I just shot at a deer. I came on the walk in. I spooked one in a field in a bedding area. I was trying to wait it out to see if I could call it back because I thought I heard more. But something was telling me to walk to this back field. And I came to this back field. I accidentally spooked 2 more. But they only heard me and I heard them blow. So I sneaked out around the corner and there was still one in the field. I just took a shot. She's down. I'm pretty sure it's a doe, guys. We got a deer down. First deer of the season. Yes, sir. Let's go check it out. I'm gonna walk up on it slowly. I already reloaded just in case. I just got my headlight on. Let's go check it out, guys. Deer down, guys. Deer down. Yes. 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 We got a deer down, guys. Oh, yes. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. We got us a deer down, guys. Good doe. We got a good instant kill on a neck shot. It was quite a far shot, guys. I mean, it's hard to tell with this camera, it being dark, because it doesn't do well, but I'd say it was easily a 70 to a 90 yard shot, somewhere in there, guys. My heart was pounding. There was 2 of them out here. The other one took off into the tall woods over there. So I'm not going to try to be too loud, even though I'm so excited about getting my first deer, guys. Well, first deer of the season. Let's go ahead and get this thing gutted. Yep, female. Muzzleloader was a success. I only have a few days left for Muzzleloader 2, and I was hoping to get a doe tag. Thank you, Lord. I ain't gonna lie, guys, that's got my emotions running. I've been trying to get a deer this season. Good Lord has blessed me with a doe. This is gonna be good meat for the freezer. Now I'm about to go ahead and show you guys how to gut a deer. Okay, guys, just got this doe down. Very excited about getting my first doe of the season. I've tried again. Finally, the good Lord blessed me. It's gonna be my first deer hunting video I'm gonna be uploading. I'm gonna show you guys how to gut a deer from start to finish. I'm gonna be using this tool here. This is called a butt out or a-hole remover. And I'll show you exactly how this works. It makes the gutting process a little bit cleaner. I'm also gonna be using these long gloves. They go all the way up to the shoulders, and then keep your hands and your sleeves and your arms clean from the blood. So you don't have to worry about getting blood all over your car or your truck or your gear. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these open and put them on. You don't have to use gloves, guys, but it does make it a lot easier for cleanup. They come with 2 sets. You put the long ones on first and then the short ones on second. Alrighty, now that we're gloved up, let's get started. So you don't have to use one of these tools, but it makes it easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to use it. So you're gonna need that tool. You're gonna need some sort of string. Paracord will work. And you're gonna need a good sharp gutting knife. This one's got a gut hook on it as well. First, you're gonna take the butt out or the a-hole remover, and you're gonna stick it in the anal cavity. And this is just part of hunting, guys, right here. This is part of it. So you see those prongs, you're gonna wanna stick it all the way up to the base. Right there. So we're going to stick it deep in the a-hole, twist it a few times, and then pull it out. After you pull it out, you're going to get a length of your paracord or your string. As you can see, I pulled it out and it's still attached. You're going to cut off a good length of your paracord or string here. And you're going to tie it around that to tie it off. Tie it nice and tight. If you don't know knots well, just tie a few granny knots. You know the old saying, if you don't know knots, tie lots. I actually don't know if that's an old saying or not, but it sounds good. Alright, that should be good enough. And then you want to cut below the knot that you just tied. And now, your back end's good. You can get rid of that. Alright, now we're going to come around to the stomach. So you're going to come above the organs, the external organs. It's also easier if you have a partner to help you hold the legs open. But if you don't, you can always do this by yourself, guys. So don't be afraid
to get out there by yourself and go hunting. Alright, so I usually start right above the external sexual organs. In this case, we got the milk sacs. You want to try to get it as centered as possible. You're going to want to pinch up a good piece of skin and then cut a slit into it. Be very careful, guys. You do not want to cut your fingers doing this. So always watch where your fingers are at when you're cutting. Now that you cut a slit in there, you'll see that we've cut through the skin, but then there's this white membrane that we not want to cut through too. You want to be very careful not to cut into the guts, but we're going to cut into the gut pocket and get it open so we can use that gut hook to open up the whole gut pocket. So be real careful of this spot. Just, you want to slowly start nicking it with the tip of your knife. You'll see that it'll get through that white membrane. You'll get down to a red meat or a muscle. And then right beyond that is the pocket. So now that I got my finger in there, so now we just cut through it into the gut pocket. So I'm going to open it up just a little bit. There we go. I can fit my finger in there. And very carefully insert your knife with your gut hook in there and start pulling up. And you can always go back if the gut hook isn't working properly or good enough for you. You can go back and very carefully, slowly, with your blade pointing outwards, start putting the tip of your knife right under that skin pocket and working its way open. Another technique is to get your fingers under there, underneath the belly skin, and open it up like that. So then you can put your knife blade with the blade pointing outwards, and you can hold the skin up with your fingers and start opening it up with the blade. You want to be very, very, very careful not to cut your fingers, guys, or the gut pocket. All right, now we've got it opened up all the way up to the rib cage. Now, I always just use my knife. It's a pretty decent quality knife, full tang and rather sharp. If you can't get it done with a knife, a bone saw works good too. But I'm just going to use my knife and carefully cut right through the chest cavity. This part can be a little tough, but just be careful. Always try to cut away from you as well. Now, once you got it open, you can open the breastplate partially or all the way. If you can get to the heart with it partially open, that's good enough. If you need to open it all the way up, you can go ahead and open it up all the way. Once you get it opened up, there'll be a membrane that'll connect. It's like a flap of skin in here. Right there, that flap of skin. Right there. You want to go ahead and cut that. It'll separate the guts from the rest of the body cavity. Be careful not to cut your fingers, guys. Always make sure before you cut to double think where that blade's going to be going. You can also come back down here and cut around the sexual organs down a little bit further to open up the gut cavity a bit better to help out pull these guts out. I'm going to go ahead and open this chest cavity all the way up. Alright. Now we got that chest cavity opened all the way up. There's the liver in there, and there's the heart right there. We're going to go ahead and cut the trachea, cut the rest of the membrane, and start pulling these guts out. So there's the throat tube in here. It's just basically the tube where the food goes down. You want to cut through that tube, and then you want to start pulling out the guts. This is the part that's going to get a little bloody. Start cutting the rest of the membrane, and remember, be very careful. Don't cut yourself, guys. The membrane will also be attached to the spinal cord in here. You just want to take your knife and start cutting through that membrane. You don't want to cut too deep because you don't want to mess up all your meat in there though, because your good tenderloins is right back here. you can pretty much just about rip it out from hand. You might have to cut a few pieces of membrane though along the way. And this is the heart and the liver. You can eat both the heart and the liver as long as they don't have fatty spots on them. I'm not going to eat the liver this time, guys, but I am going to take the heart home. I've never tried deer heart before, and I've always wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the heart and disconnect its tubes, and that is the deer heart. We will clean it up and we'll cook that up when we get home. I'm going to go ahead and get a bag for that. Now you just want to continue to cut this membrane that connects it to the rib cage, and you can continue to pull it out. Now where we used that butt out and tied off the anal cavity, that will be coming right out here in just a second. There it is, right there, guys. Here it is. It came right out through, and the purpose of that is to keep the poop contained inside the intestines, so your meat does not get contaminated. Alrighty, and the guts are out, and that's how you get a deer, guys. It takes a little bit of work, but not much. Okay, guys, now we got it all gutted, got everything packed up. Now the only thing I got to do now is tag it before you drag it, either paper tag or do it online. So I got my phone out. I'm gonna go ahead and get her tagged. I'm gonna go ahead and get her dragged out, guys. Harvest report is confirmed. We got it successfully tagged, guys. We'll go ahead and walk back to the vehicle. I'm gonna go ahead and drop off my gear. I'm gonna get a little device that I've used in a video before that I think might make getting this deer out of the woods a whole lot easier. So stay tuned, guys. I'm gonna try to use my canoe trolley, guys. So that's the experiment. I know this is not made to carry game out the woods, but it's good enough to carry a canoe out. It might be good enough to carry a deer out. All right, guys, made it back to the deer. I'll go ahead and get this girl up on this trolley and wheel her on out of here. So it's not the best, but it's helping a little bit. I've tied it up on my canoe trolley and I'm dragging it out. The back end's still dragging, but the front end's off the ground and rolling on those wheels, so it does make it a little easier. About half the effort. All right, guys, I've been dragging for a while. It's felt like forever. Finally got the gate over here. There's my car parked up there. You can't see it yet, but we're just about there. Alrighty, guys, I got a tarp in my back of my car, and I got it in the middle just to keep the car clean. Just to show you guys, you don't need a Jeep, SUV, or truck to bag a deer. You can still do it with a car. All right, guys, I got the deer all loaded up. I'm gonna go ahead and head down to the processing plant. Meet you guys there.
Okay, guys, I just made it to the second butcher. The first one was locked and closed, so I'm hoping this second one's gonna be open. But upon arriving here at the butcher, there's already 3 deer right outside the butcher shop alive out here in the field.
Okay, I'm hoping this second butcher shop's gonna be open. Oh yes, it's open, guys. Good deal. There's some nice bucks in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pointers. Yeah, not bad bucks in here. Look at that rack. Little spike back there. That's a good size on there. Good 8-pointer right there, guys. Look at that horn. Look at that antler. It's like a drop tine. Drops down, curves back up. Cool deal. That's a good size one there, guys. That's a good size there. It's a good 8-point. That's another good 8-pointer right there. A couple good 8-pointers in here. So they're being harvested. All right, let's get ours in here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and fill this tag out and drop it off. Good selection of bucks in here. It's good to see them being harvested. And here's my doe right here. Pretty decent body size. Not bad compared to some of these bigger bucks. Decent sized doe. Alrighty, got my tag filled out. Got it attached. Now I'm gonna head back home where I'm gonna cook up that deer heart. I had an awesome hunt, ended up harvesting a pretty good sized doe. Now I'm gonna go inside and clean and cook this deer heart and try a deer heart for the first time. If you guys are interested in seeing a video on how to clean and cook a deer heart and trying one for your first time, that video might pop up around here on the screen. If you guys enjoyed, please consider liking, subscribing if you haven't already, and sharing this video with friends and family. Until next time, Sam out.